I grew up with One Piece. I actually started with the 4Kids version of One Piece, which is a horrific dub, and I would watch it every morning and on Toonami, and I immediately fell in love with the character Zoro. He's a swordsman, and his dream is to be the best swordsman in the world, and I really enjoyed the way that the show introduced him and the way that he sort of grew as a character as the series progresses. And if anyone knows One Piece, it is still running at 1,000 episodes right now, so like there's lots and lots of sort of character development and things that you see Zoro go through, and I think that's what's so attractive to me in a character, is a cold character that shows growth. And I enjoy that he's super silly, he's super funny, but he's also like typically the brains of the bunch. So he's the one that's putting his foot down, being like, no, you can't do that. And when he's not sleeping or, you know, lifting weights. So I really gravitated to that character. Sort of started with making the shirt. When I first started thinking about the gender bend, I made the mistake of not drawing out my ideas. So when I was searching for material, when I was pattern drafting, I had an idea in my head, but it wasn't consistent. So the second thing that I went into was actually this waistband, and it's currently unfinished, and actually a huge problem with that is that all of these lines are horizontal and vertical. And when you're putting something around a waist has a triangular shape. So when you put a flat rectangular object or shape around a triangular, then you end up with this space at the top of your triangle. And so the way that I usually get around this is you create a curve out of your shape. So your shape kind of makes a half circle. But because my lines were all going horizontal and vertical, if I made a circle, then my lines would be off. So like fixing it sort of in the back was an extremely frustrating challenge, and it's probably not going to be the way that I want it either, but at least I'm still getting my lines straight, because that was really important to me, that those would go straight and across. The next part that I worked on was the wig, and the wig was really fun to work on. I'm actually usually the person that says, don't make me style a wig. Like, I will wait till I'm in the hotel room at the con or a day before to actually sort of get to it, but for this one I was really excited. I enjoy braiding, and I really enjoyed sort of learning through creating these really tight braids, and sort of learning through how to heat set it and how to use the hairspray to get it to sit and be exactly as I wanted it to be. The next part that I worked on were the earrings. They're probably way too small to see from here, but they were just a lot of fun. I like working with my hands, and so with that I got to work with some Sculpey, and I got to kind of look for some cute beads and things that were interesting to me, and like these sort of little sparks of detail. I found these buttons at Martin's almost a year ago, something like that, and it was one of these things where I went to Martin's and they had this huge sale and all these buttons, and I'm like, I'm buying almost everything in sight, because they won't have it when I come back the next time. So I'd been holding on to these buttons, and they're made out of shells, and they've been carved out. So what you're seeing is the top of the shell and this iridescence, and then the carving is kind of whittling down into the shell itself, and you're getting this sort of dark line, and you're getting these like really pretty intricate details. And so that was something that I chose specifically to use as I was going through all my old stuff, because I think of, you know, pirates in the ocean, and sort of that their shell beads or shell buttons was really important to me. Something that I learned and will be doing in the future is drawing out and figuring out what kind of materials I want to use before I go into the fabric. I always recommend to people to make yourself feel uncomfortable, so before you just say no to it, because sometimes that uncomfortability can open doors to other opportunities or other cool things that can happen. Like, very uncomfortable working with material, work with it, because you'll learn something for sure. So So I added this print onto the shirt, which was something that I found in some artwork that was done, and I thought it was really cool and thought it would be a really cool additive onto the white of the shirt, because I kind of like originally wanted it to be a little bit more unique, a little bit more interesting. Sort of one of the things I chose was to do the print on it, just to like give that white a little bit more dimension, and did a little corsetting on the sides, and I just felt like that gave it a little bit more of a feminine feel. Thank you for staying tuned, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.